So we have already seen the introductory part and almost more than 80% part of the Yogbeej. From from the context, we have seen almost 10 questions, and total of this subject material is having 12 to 13 questions, max to max. Okay. So let us start revising from the question number 8, which we have seen from the last class, because there is little bit of the change in various texts. If you see different books, you will see question number 8 and question number 9 is merged. So in many texts, you will be seeing only 12 questions, but in the text where you will see question 8 and question 9 as a different question, you will be getting 13 questions as such. But if you get the same two numbers in exam, 12 questions or 13 questions in Yogbeej, you have to tick up on the 12 questions, okay? But as if you are going to read from the book, you will see that question number 8 and question number 9, they are separately written. So we have seen in the last class that question 8 from Devi Parvati was about that one yogi who is having that knowledge, how that person can achieve the salvation in one birth, and that one person who is having knowledge that has to take so many births to attain yoga. Why does that is happening? That was the question of Devi Parvati, because first she is going to confirm that how that process is taking place, and when Adinath Shiva is answering about that, then she is bit confused about why is that thing happening as such. Okay. So in question number 9, she is asking for the proof that why does that happen. Through the knowledge, one can attain yoga in many births, but through yoga, one can attain salvation in a single birth. So in this whole process of question 9, Devi Parvati is getting the answer in detailed manner from Adinath Shiva. When he is telling to Devi Parvati about salvation, about the knowledge, and about how the yogi is going to achieve that salvation in one single birth, he is telling him the practice by which one person can attain this salvation in one birth. And that practice is basically the practice of pranayam. When a person is going to practice pranayam, you can see that in so many Hatha Yogic texts, before practicing pranayam, Nadi Shodhan is very, very important. And if a person is practicing pranayam without practicing Nadi Shodhan, that person can get the disbalance of Pran Shakti. Pran and Apan can be disbalanced. So Shiva is going to talk about the Kundalini awakening process, and he is telling when a person is doing pranayam practice, that person will be going to achieve Pran Jai Shakti. Pran Jai means winning over the Pran Shakti. That Pran Jai Shakti is going to get in the human's body with that Kundalini awakening process. When that Kundalini awakening, when that Kundalini awakening is taking place in the body, there will be three Granthi Bhedan, which is known as three Granthi Bhedan. These three Granthis are Brahma Granthi, Vishnu Granthi, and Rudra Granthi. So Bhedan basically is crossing up to that area. You can imagine it like if you have a pipe like structure and there is a knob, there is a cap over it. So when something is going to open up this cap, it will be known as Bhedan Prakriya. So when during the process of Kundalini awakening, when that Kundalini Shakti start going up into the Sushumna Nadi, first it breaks up the path, which is the entrance of Sushumna, which is known as Brahma Granthi. When it goes up, when it goes up, it is going to open up around the heart chakra, and heart is known as the area of residence of Vishnu. That's why when the Kundalini Shakti is going to cross the heart area, that will be known as Vishnu Granthi Bredan. And when Kundalini is going to get up and up, it will be reaching up to the Sahasrar Chakra. And Sahasrar is the place of Rudra. That's why when it is crossing the Sahasrar Chakra, it is known as Rudra Granthi Bredan. So that is why Kundalini awakening is dependent on this three Granthi Bhedan, which is Brahma Granthi, Vishnu Granthi, and Rudra Granthi. So when a person is doing pranayam, that person has to go through the Nadi Shodhan practice. If that person is doing Nadi Shodhan, after Nadi Shodhan, three Granthi Bhedan will be taking place. And when three Granthi Bhedan is taking place in a human body, then it will be known as Kundalini awakening. So this is the process actually, which has been told by Shiva to Devi Parvati. We have already seen in last class that now Devi Parvati is curious about what is yoga, how one can practice this yoga, and what will be the benefits of this type of practicing yoga. So now Shiva is going to answer in this question that what actually the yoga is, what things are going to get, what things a pupil is going to get from his guru in the process of yoga, and how that person can practice to do that pranayam sadhana. Okay. So first he is going to define that what yoga is. Yoga has been told in Yogbeej in four, dependent on four segments. It is Apan, Pran, Yog. It means yoga is the combination of Apan and Pran. It is the combination of Swa, Rajas, and Retas. There are two energies in every person's body, which is one is Retas energy, one is Rajas energy. In Hindi, which is known as Raj and Virya. So when this Raj and Virya get combined together and become one, that is known as Raja and Virya Ekta. Then Surya and Chandra. Surya and Chandra belongs to your Ida and Pingala Nadi. Surya and Chandra belongs to the sun and moon compartment of your body. And it is basically the balance of your Sushumna Nadi. Because Sushumna, this Ida and Pingala is made up like a spiral in both of the sides. So when the pran is flowing one time in Ida, one time in Pingala, if the pran is getting balanced from Ida and Pingala, it is going to enter into the center path, which is known as Sushumna. So that Surya Chandra Yoga is also known as Yoga. After that, Jivatma Paramatmanu. Jivatma Paramatmanu means the union of Jivatma and Paramatma. Jivatma, which is known as the individual soul, and Paramatma, which is known as the supreme soul. So Shiva is defining to Devi Parvati that the combination of all these four, Apan with Pran, Raja with Virya, Sun with Moon, and Soul with the Supreme Soul, will be known as the Yoga. And when this is happening, what actually the thing taking place is, if you understand this, these are the dualities which are existing in the nature. Like Apan and Pran, they both are having different works. One is upward moving, one is downward moving. Okay. Rajas and Virya, they both are the energies which are opposite to each other. One is feminine energy and one is masculine energy. Sun and moon, they both have different natures, right? And in the same way, Jivatma and Paramatma, they both are having dualities. They both are separate. But when they both become one, the form of duality will become one. It means the establishment of Advait is going to take place when the yoga is happening. Okay? Because yoga, according to this definition of Shiva, yoga is that state when these two kind of things become one. So that state will be known as yoga is happening. When yoga is happening, there will be the establishment of Advait itself, by itself, because the duality will be fade off. And as one is going to get that pranajay, one is going to get the siddhi over its own pran, that one person should have to find out a guru first. Which guru that person has to find? That person has to find that one guru who himself is having marut siddhi. It means if you're going to a guru who himself is not having pranjay siddhi, who himself is not having marut siddhi, that that guru cannot give you the same and correct path to achieve pranjay. So first, if you want to go into that place to enter into the Kundalini awakening and get this union by yourself, you must have to find out, you must have to search for a guru first. That guru you have to find out who himself is having marut siddhi. When that guru will be giving you the path to enter into pranjay process, that person is going to give you a cloth which is known as Vestanambar Vastra. Vestanambar Vastra is a type of cloth which you are also going to see in, I think, Ghiran Samhita, Hatha Yogic text, where in Shakti Chalani Mudra, it has been said that a cloth like structure you have to round up around the navel area so that you can practice after that the Shakti Chalan. That Shakti Chalan is the process of Kundalini awakening itself. So that vastra which you have to round off, that vastra which is helpful, that vastra, that cloth is given by the Guru only. Okay. So that Vestanambar vastra, which will be given by that Guru who is having Marut Siddhi, then you can practice Pranjay, then you can practice for Kundalini Shakti awakening, and then only you can achieve that union of Apan Pran, union of Rajvirya and Sun, Moon, and Supreme Soul and Soul. Okay. So this Western Amber Vastra is having uh, two dimensions which are given in Yogbeej. So you have to keep this in your mind. This should be 1 vitasti long. In length, it should be 1 vitasti, and 1 vitasti is equivalent to 12 finger length. And the width of this cloth should be 4 fingers. Okay. After that, in the same question, in what is yoga, that Vestanambar Vastra, the pariman of that dimensions of that Vastra has been explained. Before jumping into Kumbhak and Bandh, there is a little bit explanation of what the Kundalini is, where it is placed in the human body, how one person has to start the practice of Kundalini awakening, and when Kundalini enters up into Sushumna, what is happening with that person who is practicing yoga. So, in a very short manner, you can see this is very much similar to all the other Hatha Yogic texts which you are reading already. Like, first you have to do Bahye Kumbhak. It means you have to hold your breath out. Then you have to practice Shakti Chalan, Shakti Chalani Mudra. Then you have to do Noli Chalan, Noli, all 4 types of Noli. And this Noli Chalan Kriya is going to give the movement to Kundalini Shakti, which is having 8 rounds in itself. And you will be seeing in Hatha Yogic text, most of the Hatha Yogic Granthas are telling Kundalini Shakti with 8 of the spirals, like this type of the shape. And some of the Upanishads are telling only 3.5 rounds of the Kundalini. Okay, because this Kundalini Shakti is very much similar to the serpent power. So, how the serp is placing its own head, that is having 3 rounds in the base, and the head is above that 3 rounds. So, in the same way, Kundalini Shakti is placed inside the body. It is having 8 rounds in itself. Then if a person is going to practice, going to enter into this practice, that person should have to start with Bahye Kumbhak, practice Shakti Chalan, and then move the Noli. That Noli, which a person is moving with Bahye Kumbhak, Shakti Chalan, after that Noli is rounding, that is going to awaken the Kundalini, which is having 8 rounds in it. Okay. And again, that person have to do the same practice with Udyan Bandh, navel contraction, movement of Kundalini. It means you can understand it like this. If you will exhale, then only you can practice Udyan Bandh. If a person is not having completely exhalation, the Udyan Bandh will not be so much of holding. There will be no holding of Udyan Bandh. So first you have to exhale completely. Then it will be possible for you to hold Udyan Bandh. When you are perfect in practicing Udyan Bandh, then only you can do navel contractions, and then only you can move the Noli. After that, the movement of Kundalini will start taking place. Okay. Then when a person become perfect with same practice in exhalation, same thing one has to practice with inhalation. After it has reached to that state, when a person is completely having control over its core, over its navel for the navel movement, for the Noli Prakriya. This is actually known as Shakti Chalani Kriya. This Shakti Chalani Kriya is going to awaken Kundalini. So, what will be the location of Kundalini? It will be above Mooladhara Chakra, below the Kandasthan, and behind the Medra. Medra is the location which is below your navel point and above the pubis area, which is also known as Medu or Pedu in Hindi. So, Mooladhara से ऊपर, कंध से नीचे और मेढ्र के पीछे का स्थान. इट मीन्स इट इज समवेयर इन बिटवीन योर बॉडी. इफ यू सी, इमेजिन this is the navel portion, this is your back, so it will be somewhere in the center, not on the surface, not on the back. That's why it is behind the meढ्र स्थान. So one sadhak who is going to practice this, they should have to sit in Vajrasan, which is also known as Siddhasan. And this practice one has to do for continuous 15 days to get that fire, to get that Agni in the stomach, which can contact up with your pranavayu, which can enhance your pranavayu. When the person is practicing same thing up to 15 days continuously, then only that person can get the awakening little bit and start up the process of that Granthi Bhedan. Okay. Kundalini awakening will be known when all three Granthis will be Bhedan. All three Granthi Bhedan will be taking place. Before than that, it will be in the process of awakening. Okay. So when the Pranvayu gets contact with that Agni, which is also known as your Jatharagni, then it is going to open up the Brahma Sthan of that Sushumna, which is known as Brahma Granthi, and Brahma Granthi Bhedan will be taking place. When it goes up, it reaches up to the heart chakra, which is the place of Vishnu. So that will be known as Vishnu Granthi Bhedan. And then at the end, it will be reaching up to the top of your head, which is Sahasrara chakra, which is the place of Rudra. So that will be known as Rudra Granthi Bhedan. So in that place, when Rudra Granthi Bhedan takes place, that yogi is going to achieve a Sampragyat Samadhi, which is also explained in that Yoga Sutra. So in this condition, Advait Gyan will be established with that union of Jivatma with Paramatma, with that union of all these four components, which Shiva is talking about the definition of yoga. After that, we have seen the four Sahit Kumbhak have been explained by Shiva in the process of this Kumbhak, which we have seen. There are four things which have been explained in question number 10, which is definition of yoga, Vastra, Kumbhak, and Bandh. So before jumping into Kumbhak, Shiva is explaining some of the process of Kundalini awakening, what is Kundalini, how it is awakened and all. Okay. After that, the Kumbhak part will be starting. And in the Kumbhak part, we have already seen four types of kumbhaks are there: Surya Bhedi, Ujjayi, Shetli, and Bhastrika. Surya Bhedi process is inhalation with right nostril, exhalation with left nostril, and kumbhak, it means retention of breath in between this. Okay. It is very much similar. You have to inhale from the right nostril, exhale from the left nostril, and hold your breath in between that. That process will be known as Surya Bhedi Pranayam. And because it is combined with the term Surya, it means it is having some of the heating impact in your body. So whatever disorders are there in your body due to the cold, that disorders are going to be eliminated by the practice of Surya Bhedi. So they will be, if a person is having abdominal flatulence, Vadosh in abdominal area, Kantha dosh in the neck area and the throat area, that person is going to get the benefit from Surya Bhedi practice. Okay. If a person is practicing Ujjayi Pranayam, that Ujjayi Pranayam is having the process Purak with both nostrils. It means inhale with both of the nostrils, hold your breath in, and Rechak with only the left nostril, Rechak with Ida Nadi. That will be known as Ujjayi Pranayam according to Yogbeej. You are not going to see this Rechak with Ida only in any other text. Generally, when we practice Ujjayi breathing, we inhale with both nostril, exhale with both nostril with the oceanic sound. But in Yogbeej, you have to keep this in mind that Rechak, exhalation with only the left nostril. So this Ujjayi pranayam, because it is very much composed from the throat area, so it is going to cure almost all the disease of your throat related, which is precursion of thoughts, pegum disorder, which is kant cough dosh nash. If you are having so much of the cough, excess of the cough in your throat area, you practice Ujjayi and that is going to help you. It will be going to give you high intensity of the Jatharagni. It is going to give you, uh, going to get you free from Shira Jalodhar. It means if your head is having so much of the heaviness, Ujjayi pranayam is going to get rid of it. And metal related disorders are going to get cured with this Ujjayi pranayam practice. Then Shitli, as the name is suggesting, Shital means to cool something down. If a person is having some of the disease which are related to the high fever, which are related to the high temperature, like the destruction of bile and fever in the human body, then that should have to practice Shitli pranayam and that person is going to get benefit. How we have to practice Shitli pranayam? We have to inhale from mouth, hold the breath in, and exhale with the nostril. That is the practice of Shitli pranayam. After that, the fourth, Sahit pranayam, which is Bhastrika pranayam. It is similar to that practice which we are seeing in Hat Pradipika. And how one have to practice pranayam, Bhastrika pranayam. One sadhak should have to vigorously expand his chest like the blowpipe, inhale and exhale the breathe rapidly till the body becomes fatigued. It means you have to inhale, exhale rapidly and continuously till then you feel the heat in your body, till then you feel fatigue in yourself. Till then you feel now I cannot breathe more. Okay. And after that, when you have done this inhalation, exhalation very rapidly, now you have to calm down yourself. Inhale the breath from right nostril and exhale it through the left nostril, which is the Surya Bhedi pranayam. It means whenever you are practicing Bhastrika pranayam, after that you are going to get some of the drowsiness. You will get some of the headaches. To get rid of this side effect, you must have to practice Surya Bhedi pranayam after every practice of Bhastrika pranayam. That is going to fill up all the air which is needed for your body to keep it in balance and for normal working. So, Adinath Shiva is telling, if a person is doing all these practices with the upcoming practices of three bandhas, which I am going to tell you now, one can achieve the perfection in Kevali Pranayam. Okay, because Sahit Pranayam is the primary stage of Pranayam sadhana and Kevali Pranayam is the upper stage. Sahit is the one which is combined with conscious inhalation, exhalation, which we feel we focus on inhalation exhalation and then we hold up the breath when then we do the kumbhak. But in Kevali pranayam, Kevali is the one without inhalation and exhalation, without conscious inhalation exhalation. Okay, and you can hold your breath in between everywhere according to your will, not by what you want and what you can. It will be in your control fully. You can hold your breath, you can hold your whole body movements at that such point according to your willpower when you are perfect in Kevali pranayam practice. So after that, Shiva is explaining about three of the bandhas. These three bandhas are Mool Bandh, Udyan Bandh, and Jalandhar Bandh. So we all know Mool Bandh is related to the union of Pran and Apan Vayu and the union of Nad and Bindu. Udyan Bandh, because Udyan Bandh is having the location of your diaphragm. You have to contract all the abdominal muscles and put the push your diaphragm upward. That is known as Udyan Bandh. And when a person is having so much control over his core, that person is going to get rid of the old age impacts. That is why if a person is practicing Udyan Bandh in a regular basis, that person will even that person will be having so much of the age that will be looking you like a young person. And that person can win the death in 6 months. If a person is having fixed timing that that person is going to die around 6 months and that person start practicing Udyan Bandh, according to Yogbeej, it will be as such, if the person is practicing Udyan Bandh, that person can win over his own death. Okay. And then in the last, Jalandhar Bandh is the holding up of your breath in your throat region. And it has been said from the top of your Agya chakra, backside of your Agya chakra, which is your pineal gland. From that point, a drop by drop nectar is going down, which is dropping down continuously up to the navel. And that navel is executing itself for the body formation, for all the functions of body. Basically, it is like the nectar which is fixed in your body, that nectar is continuously getting decayed. Okay. If somehow you can hold this nectar close to the head, close to the origin, and if it doesn't drop down, if it doesn't get decayed, you can keep your body alive for a longer time, because that nectar, that amrit, is the one which is responsible for keeping your body healthy. So Jalandhar Bandh is the practice which is going to give you that impact. Okay. After that, Shiva is telling, okay, a person's spine, which we are talking right now as Meru Dand or Meru Raju in Hindi. That Meru Dand or Vajra Dand, which is known as, also known as backbone. Right now, we are saying the main vertebral columns, 7 of cervical and 5 of your lumbar, 7, 5, 12, and 12 of your thoracic. Total of 24 vertebral columns are there. According to Yogbeej, it has been said there are 21 mani. Mani means there are 21 gem-like structures in that backbone, which are placed from your Manipur chakra to Sahasrara chakra. So Manipur chakra is back from your navel, right? And Sahasrara chakra is up to the top of your head. So if you see your backbone, there will be 24 of the vertebral columns above than the sacrum, because that Manipur chakra is above the sacrum. That Manipur chakra is not from the tailbone. Tailbone is covered in Mooladhara. Okay. So Manipur chakra, above than Manipur chakra, all the 21 columns are known as Ikkis Mania, 21 gems in the human body. These 21 Manyas are getting their fire, getting their illumination when the Kundalini Shakti is awakening and going up into the Sushumna. Entrance of Sushumna into that, entrance of Kundalini into that Sushumna and going upward will be going to eliminate all these 21 Manyas one by one. That Sushumna is also known as Vishwadharini. In the second name of Sushumna is also Vishwadharini. In Yoga Upanishads, you are also going to see some other names of Sushumna Nadi. So it has been said by Adina Shiva, when the Kundalini Shakti or when the Prana Shakti enters into that Sushumna Nadi, what is going to happen? It is going to reach up to the Sahasrar chakra from the Paschim Dwar. Paschim Dwar means uh, towards the head. Paschim is the backward side. Okay. Purv is the front side of your face. So Paschim Dwar means the gate which is on the back side of your body, the spinal column. When the entrance of Pran takes place into Sahasrar chakra from that Paschim Dwar, wherever your pran is flowing right now, that will going to stop, and all the 72,000 nadis are going to get that flow of energy. When that happens, it means when Kundalini Shakti reaches up to Sahasrar chakra, all the energy channels which are active right now, they will be getting stopped. All the pran vayu which is going to get dissolved in every other body organ, that will be stopped. And what is going to happen? All the superior pran flow will be stopped. They are going to enter into the top of the head up to the sahasrara, and that is going to open up the very minute nadi channels, which are 72,000 in counting, and every single cell of your body is going to get the pran vayu directly when this happens and when kundalini is reaching up to the sahasrara. So after this explanation, Adinath Shiva is also telling Devi Parvati that if a person is doing the practice of Mahayog, then that person is achieving this all by itself. So this Mahayog itself is consisting mantra, hatha, lay, and Raj Yoga. So it can also be the question in exam that which yoga is not being told in Yogbeej. So Mahayog is the term for Mantra, Lay, Hat and Raj, and there are two more which we have seen in introductory part. So if you will be having this name Mahayog, kindly keep this in mind. Yogbeej is telling all the four as one category, and that one category is named as Mahayog. Okay. So next, obviously, if someone is telling you that there is something by which you can achieve Kundalini awakening, and that one thing is known as Mahayog, surely your next question is going to be what this Mahayog is. Kindly explain me in detail. In the same manner, Goddess Parvati asked the same question. Kindly tell me about all these four types of yoga in detail. So the Shiva's answer is very much similar to all the different texts of Hatha Yoga which we are studying for the purpose of NET exam or for the purpose of masters or for the purpose of self-inquiry. Mantra Yoga is related to the mantra which we all are chanting all the time, 24 hours, 24 by 7. We are keeping that mantra with our breath. When the breath is coming out, you can feel it like when a person is running, and when he stops, what sound comes from the mouth? It means the exhalation is having the sound of ha. When you are inhaling, there is a very slight friction sound of similar to sa. So this exhalation, exit of the pranavayu with sound ha, and entry of the pranavayu with the sound sa is all the time going on in our body, because we are inhaling, exhaling all the time, 24/7. So when a person is doing this ha and sa, which is hansa, hum sa, hum sa, hum sa, hum, that by the teachings of the guru is reversed as so hum. Okay, so when uh, you are going to get the flow of sushumna, breath is going in and out, sushumna is moving in opposite direction because pranavayu is going downward, sushumna is going upward. So that by the teachings of guru you can get this mantra of soham, and practicing of this mantra as soham is known as mantra yoga. When this ha and sa, hum sam, so hum, that is going to be chanted continuously for all the 24 hours, that practice is known as the practice of mantra yoga. After that, Hatha Yoga. Hatha itself is combined with two letters. One is her and one is tha. So her signifies the sun and tha signifies the moon. And very simply, you can say it as the combination of these two, the sun and the moon, is known as Hatha Yoga. In the same as you see in the Hatha Yoga or by Swami Swatmaram, the definition of Hatha Yoga is same. हकारः कीर्तितं सूर्यः ठकार चन्द्रमुच्यते सूर्य चन्द्रमसौ योगे हठ योग निगद्यते. In the same definition, if you understand it, it is the same. That her is signifying hakar. Hakar means the sun. Hakar means the surya. Hakarah kirtitam surya. Tha means thakar. Thakar Chandram Uchyate. It means Chakar is signifying the Chandra component. Surya Chandra Maso Yoge. It means the combination of sun and moon. Hatha Yoga Nigatyate is known as Hatha Yoga, the practice of Hatha Yoga. It's the same definition Shiva is telling to Devi Parvati. After that, the third one is Lay Yoga. Lay Yoga is very, very easy to understand. Lay means when you're listening to a very calm music, you become lay into that music. Your body becomes united with that music and you feel that music. In the same manner, if you yourself, your body, your soul becomes united with Supreme God, then you become lay with that Supreme Lord. That practice is known as lay yoga. So the terms which are used here is Kshetra and Kshetrajya. The same terms have been used in Bhagavad Gita also. That person who is practicing yoga is known as Kshetra because the soul is placed inside this body. So that this body is known as Kshetra. And Kshetrajya is that one who is Supreme God. Okay. So Kshetra and Kshetrajya, when they both are getting united, that practice by which they are getting united is known as Laya Yoga. And in the end, the fourth one, which is Raj Yoga. Ra Raj Yoga is the combination of these two energies. Sorry. Okay, so Raj Yoga is the combination of these two types of energies, which are the base for whole the formation of this universe. One is Rajas Shakti, which is also known as the Devi Shakti or feminine energy. And the second one is the Retas energy, which is Virya, which is also masculine energy. So the combination of this Rajas and Retas is known as the practice of Raj Yoga. And if a person is doing the practice of Raj Yoga, that person can get all the 8 siddhis. And these 8 siddhis are Anima, Mahima, Garima, Laghima, Prapti, Prakami, Ishitva, Vashit. All these Ashta Siddhi. And Shri Hanuman is also having all these Ashta Siddhis. Okay. So Shiva is telling all these 4 types of yogas are accomplished with pran and apan, and they are combined together. They basically are going to get apan and pran together if you are practicing any one of these type of yoga. Okay. Then Then after that, next question of Devi will be about 2 types of the things, because Shiva has also already explained. Just wait a little bit. Shiva has also already explained that what this yoga is, what is mantra, hat, lay, and Raj yoga, and after that, she is telling, okay, if the union becomes, if the union is taking place with the help of all these practices, kindly let me know what people are talking about the Kak and Markat Mat. And this Kak and Markat Mat is none other than the process of taking up birth with the prior siddhis or achieving the siddhis in this birth. This Kak Mat and Markat Mat is very much similar to the crow and the monkey. Okay. Kak Mat is very much similar to that one person who is similar to the crow. Because if you see a crow is sitting on one tree, and when that tree is going to get all the leaves down, that crow shifts its place from one tree to another tree. In the same way, a person who has been doing some of the practices in this year, in this birth, and anyhow, due to any reason, if that person gets his physical body weak, and due to the old age, that person before achieving sadhana reaches the death of that physical body, then that person is going to take up birth with all these prior siddhis which the person is already having. That all siddhis are going to get take place in another body from the very starting. That is known as kakmat, because the soul is shifting its place only. That is known as kakmat. Okay. And markat mat is because the markat is similar to the monkey. If you see a monkey, monkey is not so stable. Monkeys are just traveling here and there, jumping from one point to another point, and they are very much clumsy in nature. In the same way, if a person is searching for the path, but jumping from one point to another point and doing so many different types of things to attain one siddhi, to get something, that viewpoint is known as market view. Okay. So Shiva is explaining the same thing, that main path which by which one can achieve that salvation is actually only one and same. Because if you see, markat mat is explaining the thing for the starting phase of yog sadhak, because he has explained already that one person who is getting only knowledge, who is not practicing yoga, that person has to take so many births to achieve yoga, right? So that person who is only reading scriptures, who is only telling that this the scripture is saying, but that person is not practicing, that person is rounding around the market view. Because this may be the first, second, or third birth of that person. So he will be taking so many births to understand and to achieve that place where he will be understanding that, okay, knowledge is important, but the practice is also important. But when that person has reached up to that state that he has started practicing yoga, in that birth, if somehow his body get destroyed before achieving the result, that person is going to take birth with all these knowledge which that person has achieved in this birth. That view is known as Kakmat. Okay. So, due to the effect of past deeds, one can attain salvation instantly through Paschim Dwar, that same awakening of Kundalini. So, that person who do not get so much of the efforts to find the true guru that starts the journey from the very base, from the very early age of the birth, that person is actually doing the yoga sadhana from Kakmat. So, for attainment, all these things, one has to practice what? Only the pranayam sadhana. And that pranayam sadhana is consisting your Sahit Kumbhak and Kevli Kumbhak both. Before reaching to the Sahit Kumbhak, one has to start the Nadi Shodhan. That to understand that Nadi Shodhan, one has to do some of the things to understand Kundalini, what Kundalini is, where is the place, and then that person has to start the practice of Nadi Shodhan by Sahit Pranayam. That Sahit Pranayam is going to give the upper stages of Pranayam, which is Kevali and all, and that's how that Pranayam sadhana is going to take place in your life. So when that person who is doing pranayam sadhana, that person who is practicing Mahayoga, that person is going to achieve the destruction of ego state. That person will be completely becoming like a Shiva. That's why that sadhak is going to become Mahayogi, or that person will be known as Mahayogi, because that person is practicing Mahayoga. Okay. So in the last, but it can be the 12th question, as if I have already told you that question 9 is already merged into question 8. So the last question, which is question number 12, is asked by Devi Parvati that, okay, if all these things can be done, if all these things can be done with the help of this pranayam, sadhana and all, then tell me what is the need of these siddhis to achieve that conscious element. So Shiva is answering, oh Devi Sundari, listen to me. There are two types of siddhis basically. One is kalpit and one is akalpit. So when we are talking about kalpit siddhis, these are the one which one can imagine, because it is like we already know if we take up this rasayan, if we take up this medicine, that will be the impact in our body. If we do this sadhana, if we do this kriya, we will get this as a result. So if you are doing something which you already know that what will be the result, and you are going to do the practice for that result, that practice will be known as a kalpit practice, and that siddhi you are going to achieve by this will be known as kalpit siddhi. Okay. But if you are doing all the practices of yoga without any desire, without any need to attain siddhi, and with complete devotion to God, that will be known as Akalpa Siddhi, because in that case you are going to get so many siddhis which you don't even imagine, which you can't even imagine, which you can't even think of. So these things which you get by the devotion to God, these all siddhis are known as Akalpit Siddhis. So Shiva is explaining to Devi Parvati that, hey Dev Sundari, listen to me. There are two types of siddhis, and if you understand the difference of two type of siddhis, one person who is going to get union with this conscious element of God, that one person should have to understand the difference between these two, and that person have to do all the practices with complete devotion to God, not for the wanting of that siddhi, and by doing this practice. So that person who is going to get into this path will be achieving a kalpit siddhi, and that one person will be going to get liberation, because death only is not the way to get liberated. If a, as we have seen already in the last slide, if a person is entering into this state when he is having a guru, he is having all the things, but anyhow he get the death of the physical body before achieving the liberation. That person is going to take place with all the siddhis in next birth. Okay, so death cannot lead to liberation. Death is not equal to liberation. This one thing one have to understand, that how, why we need all these siddhis, to get understanding of how we have to practice yoga and how we are going to achieve the God. So, Shiva is telling this knowledge of yoga, one should have to get it guarded from all the dhurt vyaktis, all those persons who can misuse it. We have to give this knowledge only to those persons who are compatible, who are the adhikari of this knowledge. We have to tell this person only to them. Okay, because that adhikari is the one who is the complete devotee to Shiva and who possess all the moral values in their behavior. That person will be known as adhikari, and we have to give this knowledge of yoga or Yogbeej to that one person only. After that, in the last verse, Devi Parvati said, telling, okay, all the doubts are clear now, and it has been emphasized for a yogi that one who is doing yoga, who is going to practice yoga, one must have to surrender to the worship of God. Without that, you cannot achieve the states of Akalpit Siddhis, and you cannot achieve the state of union. You cannot get the state of yoga. Okay. So that is all about Yogbeej. This is the end of Yogbeej. Now we are going to meet in the next class for the PYQ of okay, for the PYQ of Yogbeej. We are going to meet up in the next class.